Let's move on to number 3. All right, so the third one is the victim mindset. This is an interesting one. So I'll put a card up on the top right from my experience dating a single mother. You should check that video out after you finish watching this. I recorded it about 4 years ago. And one thing that you need to understand is that I have not come across a woman that had children in tow from a prior relationship that did not subscribe to a victim mindset. It's quite common in the narrative that toxic feminism suggests to women, because the problem with that version of today's toxic feminism is it tends to encourage women to be the victim. Like there's always some oppressor holding them down. There's a patriarchy. There's somebody that's doing the exact same job that's making $1 for every 70 odd cents that she earns. There's always some narrative around that. And if you're involved with somebody that has a victim mindset, people with a victim mindset simply cannot be happy. They're always going to be looking for an oppressor. They're always going to be looking for a villain. Anybody seeking a villain in life is always going to have a hard time with that. Now, you may not immediately be who she deems to be that problem or that villain, for example, but at some point in the future, you're a man, she's a woman, and feminism isn't particularly warm to masculinity in men these days. If you haven't noticed, you need to be aware that there's going to be issues with victim mindset. Now, that's not just something you're going to have to deal with her. You're also going to end up dealing with it with her children. Let me give you a good example. So we talked earlier about authority without responsibility. If you want to exercise some authority, let's say, and enforce some boundaries, let's say her kids are behaving badly, maybe they're becoming bratty, they're maybe a little entitled, there's something that requires some, reeling in. You got to put some boundaries around it, and you try to enforce them. A lot of the times, because her mom already, because the kid's mom already subscribes to a victim mindset, they're automatically going to default to that because that's what they know. They're children. They don't know any better, right? They're always a product of their environment. So if mom subscribes to a victim mindset, has issues with patriarchy or whatever narrative that she might be using, her ex is a bum, he is a loser, which is an interesting thing, by the way, because she's the one that picked him. At the end of the day, she's the one that decided to, it's men that propose to women, and she says, I do. So why would she do that? But that's an entirely different topic. But at the end of the day, the kids will also use nearly the same strategy on their mom. And then again, that's when you'll find that, you've got kids that are no longer ours, but they're now hers. And when you try to enforce the boundaries, the emotional manipulation that comes out of that with her kids is going to be problematic for you. It's going to be exhausting.